All right, as you can see, we're somewhere else today. And the reason is that sometimes I have to just get out of the house in order to think. And I think that's one of the most important things that you can learn about yourself is how to get yourself unstuck. If you've been having a difficult year, maybe you're looking forward to the new year in 2025, and you're trying to figure out, why is it I'm not getting things done? Is it the system that is broken? Am I just in a bad place in my life? Like, am I just lacking motivation? But usually what happens is I get in my car and I feel so much better. When I am in transit, on a train or in a car, instantly my mind activates. And I've known this about myself for a long time, but I often forget. And that's why I think it's really important for everyone to figure out, what is it you do to get unstuck? It won't be the same for everyone, and certainly I'm sure there are a number of people who much prefer to just sit in a cafe with a latte. Actually, I've got a latte here. When I actually thought of what to talk about in this video, I was in my car. There's a single plant over here. The size of this photo are not super important, so maybe I'll go with something portrait. I find that I'm almost always in my car when I have my best ideas. I think a lot of people have their best ideas on the toilet. It's unfortunate that it sounds so gaudy because when you're eventually famous after you die and everyone's looking at all the cool stuff you made after you've passed away, you don't really want it in the footnote. Oh, well, this is an idea that Leonardo had when he was on the toilet. Now this topic also goes into how do you capture those ideas, because, just as I am in the middle of making this video, a beautiful plane is flying overhead. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Can you see what brand can you see what brand it is? Can you see what company it is? Airline? That's beautiful. And actually I can show you guys. That's you. Say hi. Hi. What am I doing? What was I talking about before that plane rudely interrupted me? Oh yeah, so part 2 of understanding how you get yourself unstuck is figuring out how to capture that information. I don't think the system really itself is so important, but writing stuff down is like the most important thing you can do. Before I got into bullet journaling, I just wrote everything, and I still do. I wrote everything into this app called Notion. But you don't have, honestly, I don't really rely on it too much often when I'm just out in a field and there's no signal strength. Sometimes I'll write a note, it will actually just get completely lost. Like, it'll look like it's saved, and then I'll check on my computer later and it's literally just nowhere. Usually, when I have a day free in order to make YouTube videos, I will start the day with my journal and I'll just like mind map all the cool stuff I want to do. And instantly I go, I really have no idea. I have no idea what I want to do. And the bullet journal helps me deal with all of that overwhelm. But sometimes when I just have no ideas, the page is blank, I'll go, I need to get out. And that's when I'll get in the car or I'll get on the train. And so my options today actually were to get on the train, but the problem is I have to pick my son up from nursery school later. So that's why I've got in the car. And man, instantly the ideas started flooding to me. But the problem when you're brainstorming, oh, another plane. Phenomenal that I've got a device in my pocket that can focus on a flying object like thousands of meters away. Anyway, when I have my best ideas, I'm in transit, in my car or on the train. But when you're driving, you don't have your hands free to write things down, and that's really frustrating. So your options are to stop the car and write stuff down, or to use a voice memo. And that's why this is my Apple Watch, and this has been phenomenally useful because you can speak to it, lift your wrist up and say, remind me, and then it will make a reminder. This tends to be better than saying make a note of something, because when you say make a note, it makes a new note. And then in order to see the 5 notes you saw today, you have to go through one by one 5 different entries in the Notes app. But with reminders, it's all on a single bullet list. I've tried to do this with Notion. I've tried every hack and workarounds. I've tried to use the Shortcuts app in order to use voice dictation in order to get a memo sent over to the Notion app, and it's just not worth it. The safest thing you can do is say, remind me, and then just say whatever the memo is. And then I just copy and paste all those ideas into my Notion app or to my bullet journal later. Basically, that's the whole system. I just wanted to say that it's really important that you figure out how to get yourself unstuck. You can start with getting out of whatever it is you normally do. Drinking coffee and sitting on the sofa and watching YouTube videos. Like, this is where you're in your default mode. To get unstuck, because that's where I just kind of vegetate, I become a potato, just watch Netflix or play video games or just solve my Rubik's Cube or whatever it is. In order to get unstuck, I have to just not be in that place. Sometimes just going for a walk is going to be enough. If you don't have a car, obviously this is one of your only options as well. But if you don't have a car, you can go for a walk, or you can get on a train, or you can go to a cafe. Or if you do have a car, you can go for a drive. You can actually set a destination for yourself. Say, I'm going to go to a certain place. It doesn't even really matter where the destination is, because you might not even make it to the destination. And that's really funny, because that's exactly what's happening right now. Oh, here we go, here we go. I just sit myself down here. Oh yeah, perfect. Happy with that. After I came out of the store, I was going back to my car, and I saw what looks to be like an abandoned baseball pitch. The weird thing about places like this in Japan is that they look abandoned, but they're in too good condition to be abandoned. So they're like, obviously they were made a long time, and no one has renewed them, but they've been kept in unbelievably good condition. And it's really confusing because it looks abandoned, like, oh wow, nobody uses this place, but it's just because I'm not here at the right time. I am almost 100% convinced that if I just arrived here on a weekend day at the right time, there would be regular team practices being held here. So I came out of the convenience store with these batteries, and I saw this abandoned looking baseball pitch, and I was like, actually, look at this. Look at these benches here. Look at this bizarre cage with no canopy. It's perfect. This is the perfect place for a shoot, and I love discovering stuff like this. But my actual destination was further down the road. I'm going to a lighthouse today. Anyway, I just wanted to share this topic with you because I know that coming to the end of 2024, a lot of you will be feeling either a huge sense of achievement because of all this stuff that you did achieve in 2024, but at the same time, you might be looking back and only thinking, what are the things that I wanted to do but I didn't get around to? And often, for me, it just comes down to a lack of motivation. And the motivation comes back to me in spades when I just get myself unstuck. I used to get on the train at like 5:30 in the morning on Saturday mornings. Like other people, like waking up watching Saturday morning cartoons and playing video games. I played video games when I could, but for me, Saturdays were the whole day. I'm in London just learning music. When I got on that train, all the ideas came flooding to me. Almost 2 hours of my life every Saturday that I could just like brainstorm, think about stuff. I didn't have Audible or anything back then, but I did have books, and I did have things that I could listen to. I had a mini disc player back then. Oh man, it's sending me back. It was just, I had so much cool stuff. I would come up with music composition ideas or stuff that I wanted to program. I was learning a bit of coding at the time. There's just so much stuff that I wanted to do, and it's just that train journey. I feel so strongly about that train journey, and it's had a knock-on effect on my entire life, because now every time I'm stuck, I know what I need to do. Get in my car. That's usually the solution. Get a nice car. Don't get a nice car. Get in your car and drive somewhere. Oh wait, damn, yes. See, this is not a great photo. But what I need is a better aperture. Yeah, that's it, man. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video from this abandoned looking place. Hopefully I've got some good photos from this. Really into photography right now, but that's another story for another time. Thanks everyone for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. You'll probably enjoy this video if you enjoy videos of me getting outside and exploring countries like Japan. Hopefully I'll be able to explore other places as well. Anyway, I'll see you real soon.